Hi there, so now we're going to talk about least common multiple or most known as LCM. Basically, it's about the lowest multiple which is common to two or more numbers. So like GCF, we are comparing here two or more numbers, but this time we're going to look at the common multiples. Alright, so let's define what is a multiple first. The multiple of a number is the result of multiplying that number by any integer, and most of the time we use whole number. Let's say for example, we are finding the multiple of 6. So let's say we are getting multiple of 6. Now to do that, all we need to do is multiply 6 by any integer or whole number. So let's start with 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Let's do the next 6 times 2, that is 12. 6 times 3, that is 18, and so on and so forth. Now, this results here, the product after we multiply 6 to any whole number, are now the multiples of 6. Okay, multiples. Or in short, we can also do this by skip counting. But if you want to look for larger multiples, then you may simply multiply 6 to any large number. Like, for example, 6 times 10, that's 60. So, 60 is a multiple of 6 as well. Okay? So, for our first example, we are going to find the LCM of 4 and 6. Like what we did in getting the GCF of two numbers in the previous video. You may see the link on top to see the example. What we are going to do is to first write the numbers inside the L symbol horizontally, and then identify prime factors that will divide this number. So between 4 and 6, or in 4 and 6, its prime factors are 2. And if we divide 4 by 2, the result is 2. So we put 2 below 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we put 3 here. Now, since these are already prime numbers, this will be the end of our process. Now, to get the LCM, we will gather everything outside our L symbol and multiply them all together. So, 2 times 2 times 3, and that is 12. So, 12 is the LCM of 4 and 6. As easy as that. For our second example, again, let's write the numbers inside our L symbol, which denotes division, and then think of a prime factor, and let's say I'm gonna use 3, and then divide 30 by 3, the answer is 10, divide 36 by 3, the answer is 12. Now, this is not yet the end because we can still have a prime factor with these two numbers, and that is 2. So, let's divide 10 by 2. The answer is 5. 12 by 2 is 6. Now, these are not yet prime numbers, but the numbers are called relatively prime, or they do not have any prime factors in common. So, they are relatively prime. And that means that's the end of our process. So, to find the LCM, we simply multiply these numbers all together. So, 3 times 2, that is 6. 6 times 5, that is 30. 30 times 6 will give us 180. And that will be our final answer. Finally, for our last example, let's find the LCM of 12, 18, and 56. Place them inside our L symbol. And then the prime factor that is common among these three is 2. So, let's divide 12 by 2, each of them by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 56 divided by 2 is 28. Now, shall we stop here since there's no prime factor common to these three numbers? The answer is no, we will not, unless, okay, there is no two numbers with common prime factors. At least there's no two numbers. But since you can see here, 6 and 28 has a common prime factor, which is 2. So we'll continue the process. So remember, at least 2 will do. So divide, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 28 divided by 2 is 14. So what are we going to do with the 9? Since we did not divide it by 2, we leave it as is. And then we'll continue the process since I can see that 3 and 9 has still a common prime factor, which is 3. Okay, we'll have 3 divided by 3 is 1, 9 divided by 3 is 3, 14 divided by 3 cannot be, and we'll just put it right here. So lastly, we can now find the LCM since 1, 3, and 14 do not have anything more in common. So we'll multiply 2 by 2 by 3. So that's already 12 by 1. So still 12. Multiply it by 3, 36. And then 36 times our last number is 14. Will give us 504. Now to check if 504 is correct, you divide 504 by 12. That is 42. 504 divided by 18 is 28. 504 divided by 56 is 9. So that means 504 is indeed a multiple of these three numbers, and that's correct. So for your task to check your understanding about this topic, kindly find the LCM of 9, 30, and 108. And please don't forget to comment your answer below.